never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken.
Thank you so much to Roydney for sponsoring today's video. Okay, I can't be the only one who likes to make their bed just to sit back in it and make little bumps in it and then get bothered by the bumps that I make from sitting in it. Am I? Anyway, last week we did something cool. We made the bed frame. And I finally got my bed off the ground by using an old box spring. That was my sister's, just a little refresher. And I really love how it turned out. Honestly, I was so excited and I was thinking like, why am I doing so much like upholstery stuff? And it's kind of twofold. I think one, I wanted to go for a little bit without using a lot of like harsh chemicals, if that makes sense. There's a lot of stuff in DIY that can be a little bit toxic, like wood stains and varnishes and stuff like that. But also I just wanted to take a break from doing things that created dust because sometimes I get allergies. So I didn't want to do a lot of like sanding. So really fine woodworking and stuff like that causes a lot of dust and I wanted to avoid that. So I've been doing some upholstery stuff and it's cool because that's not a skill that I had before. The bed frame situation that's upholstered. It's one of the first furniture pieces that I myself fully made from scratch and I think it's really cool. Now I feel like a little bit like I left that project half done, and the reason why is because, well, here's my bed and I have no headboard. So I've just been kind of like leaning against the wall and that's totally fine. But I feel like what's really gonna pull the whole thing together is when I have the headboard and then I have the bed frame and everything's going together and it looks really good and I feel like it's just gonna be a good thing. Okay, so just a little refresh for you. Here is the beloved bed frame and now I'm going to make the headboard, and I know I need to go to Home Depot to get some of the supplies to like frame it out. I drew an insane like diagram. Voila. And this is what I'm gonna go off of. And there's a lot of different cuts, so hopefully they will cut it for me. So let's go ahead and go to Home Depot. Dweeb. Good morning. So today, as you can see, it is like so bright and so sunny out, and there is actually a farmer's market that's happening, and I think it's the last one of the season before they close because it gets too cold. So I want to go check that out just because it's such a nice day and see what I can find. I don't know, I haven't been to this farmer's market in like a few years, so I have no idea what's there, but I thought it would be a fun little activity to do before I get started with my headboard for today. Yeah, let's go to the farmer's market. Okay, also, I got this coat and I feel like it's really pretty. There's some like booties. Isn't it cute?
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, down with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free.
Okay, so the farmer's market was so nice, and I'm really glad that we went, but now it's time to get back to work. However, I just took a closer look at the wood pieces that we got cut yesterday, and I realized that one piece is too short. I guess my learning from this would be to measure while you're at this store. I wish I had, but I didn't. So my husband's now at Home Depot again, and I'm going to get started. I'm gonna just lay out the frame using my little picture. Haha, here, this is my little diagram. This is what I'm going off of. I do just want to mention, I was initially just planning to build 2 rectangles. And then I realized that the mattress, because of the bed frame, is already pushed out from the wall like 4 inches, and I don't want to increase that gap. So I thought I needed to do like a cutout so that the headboard would like sit on the bed frame and not cause it to go out an additional like 3 or 4 inches, because that would just be too far away from the wall, I think, for the mattress. So, yeah, this is my little sketch. Sorry for rambling all this time. I think maybe first, actually, because this is kind of confusing, I'm gonna write the dimensions on the piece of wood so I know what's what. And this is officially 1/2 of the headboard. Voila. Now I'm just going to mark off all the parts where I'm gonna do pocket holes. I just learned how to do pocket holes in my last video. It's such a cool skill and it's so easy to do. So what I learned is that you would never do pocket holes going into the grain part of the wood. You always want to go into the side, any of the sides, just not like where the grain is. See? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark off where that means that all of the like holes need to go. Does that make sense? So for example, so you would do it on this side, going to this way. This is going into the side of the wood. Hopefully that makes sense. And same with here. So just for reference, you guys, this is the left side of the bed, and this is what it looks like all framed out. I'm not like a contractor. I don't know if this is the right way to frame, but like this made sense to me, so this is what I went with. Now to the pocket screws.
At first I didn't think about it. At first I thought whatever, yeah. At first I thought I'd work around it.
I know, I'd be like,
Can't you take my breath away? Pick me up like you're my aeroplane, aeroplane. You and me, you know we'll never fade. Come on, baby, we've got rules to break, rules to break.
So I just put them there to test and they are looking so good. Can't believe that we framed that out properly like this and everything fit perfectly. It's gonna be so cool. So I now have the frame fully ready to go. My next step is going to be to add the hardboard down. So I got these cut at Home Depot as well, and I'm gonna attach one for this rectangle and then like one for that rectangle over there. I'm gonna put some wood glue down. This is Gorilla Glue. And then I'm going to just staple it to tack it, and then the wood glue is to really make it like stay super strong and whatever. Hello, good morning. It is a new day today. As you will have noticed by now, I'm sure each of my projects takes several days. In my head, every time I think, oh, I could probably complete this in a day and maximum 2 days. But now actually filming Homemade Happy, I'm realizing that on average, I probably spend at least 4 days filming one project, which is just fantastic. So, just to recap what we've done so far. The 2 pieces of the headboard are done and ready to go. The whole structure's there. As you can see, they're just sitting there. And the next thing I'm gonna do is actually cover it with foam. Now, last night, I did like put out the piece of foam because we learned last time it took a while to like fully expand. You know, on Google it actually says it can take like 24 to 72 hours or something like that, which is just insane. So now it is ready to go as well, more or less, kind of. Last time all I did was foam, but this time I think I'm gonna do foam and then I'm gonna do batting. And then, yeah, that's my plan so far. Let's get going. So the foam is just like ever so slightly stretchy. So this one queen mattress topper is gonna cover the entire headboard. Oh, and by the way, I will include all the specific dimensions for all of this down below.
The curtain, ooh, some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead, even when I disagree. Maybe then I can relax. Bring my heels and my bed. Oh, just rest sweetly. Close the curtain.
So this is one layer down, and it actually is like quite smoothing to the overall headboard. But I think that I'm gonna put another layer down. Ta-da! This like totally smoothed out every single little bump that was there from the foam. This already looks like, this looks like blue clay actually, but It's not. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is do a quick cleanup in here because there are little particles of batting all over the floor and they're like getting stuck to my clothes and my feet and stuff like that, and possibly I'm breathing them in. So I just wanna get rid of them. And that makes right now the perfect time to tell you a little bit more about Roid because they are the sponsor of today's video. Roid is a company that offers smart home appliances, and all of their products are really easy to use, really high quality, and really high end. Roid is actually a tier 1 vacuum company in Asia as well as in Europe, and the main vacuum cleaner that I have from Roid is the Z1 Air, and it is a cordless vacuum cleaner. It's so easy to use. It has a really sleek design. In addition to that, it just works perfectly in terms of the suction. Any type of dirt, debris, or dust that you go over, it will pick it right up on the first pass. Now, one thing that I really love about this vacuum is that it has really advanced air filtration systems, which makes it so that the air that's coming out of the vacuum is really clean and doesn't contain dust. This is really good for me because I have allergies. With this vacuum, you also get the portability of it being cordless, but you get the longevity of the battery, which is up to 60 minutes, which is incredibly long for a vacuum. Do you hear how quiet that is? It is amazing. And then when I'm done with the vacuum and I want to put it away, it has really easy storage in the sense that it has a mount that's adhesive and that you don't have to drill into the wall. Now, the other Roid vacuum cleaner that I absolutely love is this guy right here. This is the P1 Pro, and it just works so well. The design is also really sleek and just beautiful in my opinion. And the way that it works is it actually flips up like this, and then you vacuum using this end. And because it's so small and portable, it's great to use if you're even traveling on the go, if you want to vacuum out your car seats. I use this to vacuum like windowsills, my couch, hard to reach places like underneath my heaters. I just think that it's such a great tool to have. And it even has an LED light on this side, which makes it so that you can see every little crevice and area to make sure that you don't miss any dust or dirt. If you'd like to find out more or purchase one of these Roid vacuum cleaners, I will link them in the description box below. Okay, now on to the next step. Okay, so the pieces are ready to go. Now we just need to put the fabric on. And so the fabric that I'm gonna be using is the same stuff that I got for the bed frame. Obviously, I want it to match. It's like this nice washed canvas, like a speckled textured thing. You see that? It's really nice. I like it. And I didn't iron it for making the bed frame itself, but I am gonna iron it for the headboard just because it's such a big piece and it needs to be ironed. So I've got my iron from my mom's house and I'm gonna iron it. Sound good? So in case it's not 100% obvious, it's a lot easier to do this project as part of a 2-person team, just because you really need to like smooth out the fabric while you're stapling it. If you had a super textured fabric like a boucle, you wouldn't have to do so much smoothing out. You'd be able to do this all by yourself. But given this type of fabric, I definitely needed help to get a really good finished look. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. I have all the sides stapled down except for this inside corner piece. And there's no way that I can cut this so that it folds up nicely on this inside corner. Hence why this is like, you know, kind of split. So I figured I'm gonna actually cut a diagonal up till here, and then I'm gonna cut up here and over so that this piece can wrap around this. And I'm gonna add another piece of fabric just right there and wrap it under using an invisible stitch.
I'm looking out from my window. Sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared.
Time to install them. Which, by the way, I was thinking that to install them I would need to actually like have a hook or something on the back, but because it actually sits on top of the bed frame and the mattress still comes up like 7-8 inches above that, I think it's gonna be secure just as is. So I think we just need to put it in place.
You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone.
Are you ready? Here it is. You guys, it is all done. It looks so good. This gives me like luxury villa vibes to the max. Just how this is coming together. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I just think that this looks so much more high-end than what I would ever actually buy in store. That curved design that matches perfectly with the bed frame that's there. Just looks so good with the beams. And I also just love this subtle symmetry, like 4 beams, 2 of these perfectly in the center there. You guys, this is the first piece of furniture, including the bed frame, that like I fully made, fully from scratch. And I think it's so cool to be able to design something and make it and see it come to fruition and it not really be based on any one design, just something that I thought in my head. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And you know, I love Homemade Happy. I love making these videos and I love that you guys are also enjoying them. That warms my heart so much. And I get comments every once in a while that are like, I love this series. I can't wait for the next episode. And I'm like, oh, my heart is like melting. And it just makes me just so full of joy. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week on Wednesday. And yeah, love you. Bye.